Health Department released their latest numbers showing that 14 people died yesterday, bringing the total number of deaths in Indiana to 49. The number of confirmed cases in the state increased by over 350 to just over 2,100 cases. Marion County has the most with 964 cases. The governor and state health officials are going to hold a press briefing this afternoon at 2:30. You can watch that live right here on Channel 13. Reporters are sure to ask him about his executive order to block abortions. The order, which goes into effect April 1st, states that facilities like abortion clinics are to cancel or postpone elective and non-urgent surgical or invasive procedures. And there's a game changer in testing for the coronavirus. Abbott Labs is speeding the production of a new portable test that gives results in less than 5 minutes. The test is designed to help healthcare workers get ahead in the testing battle, especially in potential hotspot cities with a growing outbreak. And what's even more promising, the system is portable. No more waiting for results from clogged off-site labs.
Enables the healthcare provider to see a patient, diagnose a patient, and take the necessary interventions in a very short amount of time, and can help prevent further transmissions to other people.
That means instant results with a capacity for over 50,000 test results a day. Well, there's been plenty of attention on the need for ventilators to treat critically ill patients. But now hospitals across the country are also scrambling to find respiratory therapists to run those machines. For the first time, the healthcare profession is confronting questions about whether they're going to have the staff for the number of ventilators needed. Many are reaching out to retired therapists, even looking at ways to put students to work.
We just put a survey out to every school in the nation yesterday to find out do they have the capabilities of sending students to the hospitals as well.
Now, across the country, there are about 155,000 respiratory therapists in places like hard-hit New York. Doctors are already nearing life and death decisions about who's going to get a ventilator. There has even been talk about putting 2 patients on the same ventilator, but respiratory therapists do not like that idea. Well, Dr. Anthony Fauci told CNN this morning that the country is seeing glimmers of hope and that social distancing measures may be working. This after the president extended those guidelines by a month. NBC's Tom Costello on how state governors are enacting restrictions to flatten the curve.
Overnight, the U.S. reached a grim milestone. More than 3,000 now dead because of coronavirus. President Trump now focusing on the lives that could be saved.
We could save more than 1 million American lives. The more we dedicate ourselves today, the more quickly we will emerge on the other side of the crisis.
But with no plans for a national quarantine, the response from state to state has varied. On Monday, a coordinated message from the capital region, with the mayor of D.C. and the governors from Maryland and Virginia, each announcing their own stay-at-home orders. Meanwhile, a number of private companies are stepping up to help with medical supply shortages, including Ford, which plans to produce 50,000 ventilators in the next 100 days.
It is a slightly different business, but at the end of the day, we're manufacturing and assembling product.
But even as the president announces big numbers and showed off a new rapid coronavirus test from Abbott, a lack of test kits remains a problem in other parts of the country. In a call with governors, first reported by the New York Times and confirmed by NBC News, Montana's governor says without kits from the CDC, his state was just 1 day away from lacking the ability to test. It all comes as Dr. Anthony Fauci says the coronavirus will likely be cyclical, with a potential return in the fall.
What we're going through now is going to be more than just lessons learned. It's going to be things that we have available to us that we did not have before.
Dr. Fauci says by the fall we should have better testing that is more widespread. Hopefully the antiviral treatments will have come further along, and even the vaccine candidates, if they're doing well in a clinical trial, it's possible they could also be used on an emergency basis. I'm Tom Costello in Maryland. Back to you.
Well, Walmart is taking more steps to protect customers during the outbreak. On Twitter this morning, the retailer announced they will begin temperature checks of employees as they arrive at work. They will also ask them basic health screening questions, and they're making masks and gloves available for associates who want to wear them. Walmart will continue to practice social distancing, asking employees to remember 3 numbers, 6, 20, and 100. 6 feet is the distance between others, 20 seconds is the amount of time people should take to wash their hands, and 100 is the temperature that someone should stay home with. Well, officials in southern Indiana are keeping a close eye on people cleaning up after a weekend tornado. They want to be sure homeowners and crews adhere to social distancing suggestions. After Saturday's storm swept through the Ohio River town of Newburgh, cleanup crews descended on the area Sunday and again yesterday. Officials want to make sure that they are not working too closely together. The storm knocked down trees, power lines, and damaged several homes and businesses.